social studies in everyday life and non-formal education in social studies. ఇది 10th చాప్టర్. దీని గురించి తెలుసుకుందాం. Social studies education helps and explains the world in where we live. It helps the children, students, and encourages children to open their minds to many places how humans live on the planet, on this planet. Each country has different geography and economics and history also. Each country differs in their culture, religion, values and their languages. Many places people will have different languages, different cultures. We can identify some relations with personal life and its influence in daily life. Social studies help a person to improve his personal life. Following points may reveal the importance of social studies in daily life. Social studies in everyday life. Essence of history. Studying social studies helps students figure out their role in society as well as their place in history. History means it is past. By studying the past, students learn how institutions, traditions and ideals change as society modernizes. Olden days, caveman he used to live in forest and caves. From there, with the advancement of technology and science, man started constructing buildings and he is living in that buildings. Now societies, communities, countries, all these are developed. Most of them are living in the cities. Those society is modernized with education and technology and advancement of the science. They also learn how cause and effect influence relationship between individuals, groups and nations. Okay, this cause and effect relationship, with the help of this social studies, child is able to understand what are these causes. Something happens, somewhere war occurs, some kind of natural calamities occurs. That cause and effect will be there on other countries also, on other nations, on other individuals also. It happens somewhere, for example, in India. It may be affected in the Sri Lanka also, or Lakshadweep or Sumatra, other lands also. So, when we study this type of history, the child will come to know different types of countries have different types of influence on the globe. Okay, the study of history gives them chance to develop their research skills and the ability to think critically. What is this research skills? They can research the Constitution of India, they can research the Constitution of America, Britain and Australia, other countries, China, Japan. Their history is entirely different with our history. In our history, like freedom struggle, how many years it has taken place, after First World War what happened, after Second World War what happened, what are the living conditions in those days people, and what are the different specific role, what type of government it was under British rule, what types of rules and regulations Indians has, what are their roles, prominent roles of those Britishers, then how Indians used to live as slave or something else. So, child is able to develop that kind of research skills and ability to think critically. What are the present conditions, what is the economy, what are the technologies which we have developed, what are the indigenous system in India, what type of satellites we have sent recently in India, with the help of which country, what are the advanced techniques which we have in the country. All these child can think and he can develop his research skills and ability to think critically, the ability to solve the problem when he thinks critically. So, problem solving ability, logical senses and reasoning ability, all this will be increased when the child studies the history, and it gives him a chance to develop this type of research skills. A sense of history gives students good background knowledge as they study other subjects such as literature. For example, in Mughal dynasty, that time what was the literature? In Aurangzeb's time what happened? In Shah Jahan time what happened? In Akbar time what happened? Babar's time what happened? Who are the poets, poetesses at that era? Then who are the famous poets in this era, modern era? Who got Gnanapith? What are the historical developments in the field of literature or any other subject also? What are the advancements in science and technology? So, olden days only from caveman to they have invented fire. Then in the history we read all these. Then after that sundial, then time, then agriculture started. Once the man from the cave to he came to the society, then literature has been developed, language has been developed, sign language to different types of languages has been developed. Then from that state to now, with one mouse click we are able to get any kind of information. Olden days people used to send letters through only some other person. After sometimes they have utilized pigeons and all. Then that afterwards post office came to existence, writing letters and all this. Then nowadays with one mouse click we can send mail, we can chat, we can send picture, whatever it may be, with the help of WhatsApp, Twitter, email, whatnot. So, the advanced technology, so child will have a such type of background where pencil is invented, how pen was invented. Now we are having no need to write everything, we can type on the system. So, this system educationally, technologically we are in advance. Nowadays we have available e-books, e-paper, everything. Okay. So, no need to write with a pen or paper, you can type it. So, essence of history gives students good background knowledge as they study other subjects such as literature and science. Citizenship. The basic sense of citizenship starts in the primary grade only, as the student work to monitor classroom. Then he will come to know rules and regulations of the society. He come to know what are the electoral process and how government works, what are the government policies, why these policies are used, why these policies are made, how can it improve the citizens' quality of life, what is the quality of life, birth rate, death rate. Olden days small infants used to die within days, even mother used to die. With the help of now health and medical services, people have that quality of life, they are living more days. We are able to cure polio and other diseases also. Here child is able to understand with the help of these government policies. When they have citizenship in India, this citizenship gives them some kind of what to say, privacies. Only Indians can have such type of freedom and certain things in the country. So, how citizens interact within the laws of society in more advanced classes, these are the citizenship, what are the laws, then society, about the society, how we live, all these are there in the higher classes. So, citizenship training, it starts in the primary grade itself by doing certain type of work, I mean monitoring the classroom, then rules and regulations of that school. That child is able to understand, learns. When we live in a society, we have to abide by certain rules and regulations. Then to become a citizen of country, we have to follow the country's rules and regulations. and civic education allows students to analyze other foreign governments, while at the same time he is able to appreciate for the freedoms accorded citizens by the Indian Constitution. Our Indian country, that constitution also, it is well planned and well structured, I can say. That in India we live in different states with different cultures, different religions, different languages, different castes, different creed. We are all divided with all these things, but still we are all one. India, all Indians are united together. This is the big democratic country in the world. We enjoy this freedom, we appreciate this freedom which is there in the country. That Indian Constitution gives us social justice, fraternity, all these are there in the Indian Constitution. We have all the rights, fundamental rights, so it makes our living happy. Making a living, next. This one, social studies teach students fundamental concepts of culture, economics and politics. What is culture? We have different culture. South India something different. We depend mostly agriculture. Our country is agriculture country. The festivals which we celebrate all over the India celebrated by under some other name. For example, Sankranti, that is harvest festival in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Sankranti, same way. Even Tamilians celebrate that as a Pongal. Then Ugadi, New Year Day, that also celebrated in all over the country and at different days and differently they celebrate. So it shows our culture and traditions. We have different traditions and cultures in India. Fundamental concepts of all these cultures and traditions we will come to know with the help of this social studies. Then economics. Economics also from country to country it differs. Every day you can see the commodities, how it changes, and how the gold rate increases every day, then petrol rate increases or decreases, and also with GST what is happening in the world particularly and what is happening to our country and especially in Telangana or in Andhra Pradesh. Then politics. Each country has its own political system. In Andhra Pradesh and Telangana we have our own different parties, different political system, but in India all the people leaders are elected by the elections. We have election commission. All these child is able to understand mock parliamentary sessions, how these government work. With the help of mock parliamentary sessions we can make them understand. Child will come to know how parliament works and we can groom in different skills, and this social studies grooms the child into educated and productive citizens. So child will gain knowledge about all the social skills, how to live in the society, what are the society rules, regulations and all this. Okay. As students learns about the 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital and entrepreneurship. Each country has different area, different land. Some countries are very large in size in the land, population is less, but our country is more population when compare with the land. Okay, the land is really very limited for the people those who live in the country nowadays. Then labor, capital and entrepreneurship, how much, what type of labor we work we can do labor, and what is the per capita income, and entrepreneurship, what are the entrepreneurships we can have. All these they begin to realize in the tender age, and all these contribute to what goods are available, what services are available for the consumers. what are the services we can get from those people. Okay, what are the types of industries which we have, what type of labor we have, carpet industries, cracker making industries, bangle making industries, cement factories. There are different industries which we have, but it requires differently skilled persons. So, as a student learns about these 4 factors, how much production we have, what is the land we have, then what type of skilled labor we get, what is the per capita income and entrepreneurship, how much skilled professionals we have, then what are the chances to get a job. All these they begin to realize, and this all contributes what are the services available for consumers will come to know with the help of this. So, we can make our living happily. Economics teaches students the basics of handling their own finances. So, with the help of GST, even child will be able to understand what is GST, how it works. Then the child will come and ask, even small child also, Mama, what is GST? If I buy a chocolate, will GST come? If I buy a ice cream, will GST come? To this also they will reduce some amount or something they will charge for it. All this, then child is able to understand basics of handling their own finances and helps them set career goals and shape their personalities according to their interest. When they come to know about all these what is happening, either if they are interested in history or geography or in economics, then they can choose their own career and they can shape their own personality whatever subject they are interested. So, with the help of this social studies, it teaches all these fundamental cultures, economics, politics and different skills to live in the world. Social studies imparts basic values in everyday life such as justice and equality. I said already, we are living in a society where we live with different languages, different religions, different cultures, different types of people, variety of people are living in the society, various clans, communities, societies we have, but equal justice is available for all the people and equality is there. So, justice and equality, these are more important basic values in everyday life. A good understanding of how history has influenced the modern world and gives people knowledge that they can apply to other subjects in everyday life. History shows the path. History tells us how ancient man lived, how we are living, what are the changes in science, what are the changes in technology, what are the changes in the scientific and industry. All these history explains to us, it shows the path to how to go about. Then culture, it describes the importance of cultural unity and diversity within and across group. We are living in different cultures, but all of us live together. Holi, that festival is celebrated by only some kind of cultures, but now every child is interested to play Holi, as well as same Diwali. Even every child wants to fire crackers and enjoy. But it is depending on the different culture or custom, whatever it may be, every child enjoys such type of festivals, cultures, and we live within. We live in the unity. So, culture, it describes, social studies tells about different cultures. It describes the importance of cultural unity and diversity within and across groups. Though the study of culture and cultural diversity, through this subject, learner understand how human beings create, learn, share and adapt to culture. For example, when we go to Africa, we will learn what is their culture, how to share our how to live with them first of all, how to share our knowledge and understand them first properly, and adapt to their culture. Same way so many of our Indians are living in USA. There also people learn what are that government rules or that country's rules, regulations, how can we live happily, and adapting our culture according to our culture, and in their environment people are able to live and survive over there and appreciate the role of culture in shaping their lives and society. They are living in a different society. For example, in USA, our Indians are well established and they are playing a great key role in all the prominent companies, but they are able to adapt themselves to their culture and they have learned how to live, and that here the culture also plays a very important role shaping their lives and society, and as well as the lives and society for others also. They are for other countries we are sharing our knowledge, whatever we have learned, we are showing our culture everything to the other people also. Time, continuity and change. Through the study of past and its legacy, learners examine the institutions, values and beliefs of people in the past, acquire skills in historical inquiry and interpretation, and gain an understanding of how important historical events and developments have shaped the modern world. What are the wars which has been already had? We had different 2 world wars. Then what are the culture different cultures we had? What are the different perspectives of life? Olden days, how the man used to live, what are the value system, what are their beliefs in the past. Then acquiring skills in historical inquiry. Inquiry means child is searching, discovering something and interpreting and coming to a conclusion. He gains certain type of knowledge. Time passes from ancient to modern time. What are the changes in their lifestyle, what are the food habits, what type of garments we are utilizing, what type of olden days only we used to have phone, land phone or telegram. So to make an STD call we have to book our time, and that particular time they use BSNL people used to give a connection to that particular place or location, then only we have to call to a particular person. Then after that landline phone, mobile phones have come. Their time limit was little less, so we used to call, and when the call connected we used to talk. Nowadays no need to wait that much time. From your mobile you can talk to anybody in the globe, anywhere, anytime. You can speak to anyone. So this history tells what is the time. Time has been changed. Okay, nowadays no time for anybody. Okay, it is fast running. No one gives us time. We have to grab a minute and do whatever we have to do, and it continuously changes. Then acquiring skills in historical inquiry and interpretation, and understand how all these historical events occurred, what are the developments. In agriculture also so much development has been seen. Very green revolution, blue revolution, white revolution, different types of revolutions have come up in the agriculture field also. We are producing more when compared with the olden days. Then historical events like freedom struggle and Telangana movement, it has been started long ago, Telangana movement. Then we are enjoying now Bangaru Telangana. So how it has been shaped, and in this modern world how we are living and enjoying. Then people, places and environment. In everyday life, social talks about this people, different places and different environments. It demonstrates an understanding that different people may describe the same event or situation in different way, diverse ways. Each person, each individual is unique according to his own abilities and capacities and interests, likes and dislikes. Same kind of event can be or situation is interpreted in different ways. Different reasons also each person gives, and they look in a different perspective and different views also they will express. So, different people will have their own reasons, their own different views, and they will explain. So, social studies explains this and understand make us understand that different people, different cultures, different language people, different religions have their own way of looking at things in a diverse ways. It demonstrates an understanding that people in different times and places view the world differently also. Olden days, to go to USA, some other country, Australia or Lakshadweep or some the transport system was very less, I can say very few people used to go or migrate. Nowadays it is like everyone want to go and live in some other country, somewhere we want to live something more we can earn. Such type of perspective has come up. Okay, demonstrating understanding that people in different times, places view the world differently. The living conditions are very much changed. In USA, the conditions during Bill Clinton time are different, and now Trump time is entirely different. Each country also look at Trump in a different way. They will express their own views different places. Then it helps learner to develop the spatial views and perspectives of the world and to explore the relationship between human beings and the environment. Environment also plays vital role. Okay, in India only some northeastern states, their culture is different, their skin tone is different. Even in South India, our skin tone because of the environment only. All human beings are same, but at the same time the environment makes us dark complexion or fair complexion, then those changes are due to the environment. Then the learner will understand what in a hilly area, rocky area, what are the crops, what are the cultures, what are the different types of water bodies available, different perspectives child is able to understand and also explore the relationship between human beings and the environment. And hilly area, what are the sources of water, how it will be, where they will get water, or that type of information child is able to understand. And what where green pastures, why it is so green, why this is the fertile land, why that is not that much fertile land. All these what that interaction of human being with the environment the child is able to understand. It helps to examine the interaction of human beings and their physical environment. It helps to work independently and cooperatively to accomplish their goal. So, child is able to understand where he lives, his lived context, his lived experiences are more important. He is able to understand his physical environment and surroundings. Then each human being have different type of interaction with their physical environment in different places. For example, Delhi entirely different environment when compared with the Rajasthan. And when we compare with Bangalore and Hyderabad, entirely different physical environment also. So, the child is able to examine and understand, and independently and cooperatively he tries to work with that environment where he lives, and he is able to adapt and adjust and learn certain things. Individual development and identity. The aim of social studies is to promote Civic competencies are a practical understanding of how to effectively participate in public life, ultimately aiming at comprehensive understanding of society. Individual development and identity. The aim of social studies is to promote civic competency. Understanding others, that is more important. Whenever we are living in a society, what are the different types of people we meet, our interpersonal relationships, and participating in public functions, public life, marriages or festivals, celebrations, and understanding society. The social studies gives this kind of information. Individual development as well as identity also comes. If you are a leader working for a good cause, and in the society if you are doing some service to the people, then automatically you will get a kind of identity. Personal identity is shaped by family members. In the family, if you are doing well or playing certain things, doing good in the maths or dance, music. So, first it has been shaped by family, then peer group. Oh, this person dances very well, this person plays well cricket, this person plays well badminton. Such type of identity also comes. Culture and also influence, also institution also influences the surroundings where we live. So, family, peers, culture, institution, all these influence to shape this personal identity, individual development. Through this social studies, students examine the factors that influence an individual's personal identity, development and action. Individuals, groups and institutions. Social studies is useful in identifying and describing examples of tensions between an individual's beliefs and government policies and laws. Means what are the different government policies available, what are the laws which we have, all this we have to understand first, then only we can live happily. So, social studies tells us what are the opportunities or what are the policies are available, and this social studies describes where we can go. For example, 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 card and other government benefiting government programs which are benefiting minorities, which are benefiting SCs and STs, other people. There are so many programs which have been implemented by government through policies, and many laws also are there. So, people can identify and utilize these whatever available in the particular society. It helps to examine the rights and responsibilities of the individual in relation to his or her social group, such as family, peer group, so school and class. Means everyone have fundamental rights. Each child, each person has rights. First you should understand your responsibilities, come to know about your rights and examine yourself how far we are able to understand these rights and responsibilities, and within that social group we have to follow certain rules and regulations and responsibilities. Within the family we have some responsibilities, in the group we have peer group, in the school and class also. You should know your responsibilities and rights. Social studies tells about all these responsibilities and rights which we have in school, in the family, in the peer group class. It is useful in identifying factors that contribute to cooperate and cause disputes within and among groups and nations. Social studies is very much useful identifying what are the factors which are causing certain type of disputes, certain type of disturbances among groups and nations. We have Kashmir in between India and Pakistan, some kind of water problems between Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and also Krishna river water, whatever it may be, in relation to water, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. So, we have to understand all these problems, identify the factors and try to solve those problems. With the help of social studies, if we will come to know the correct geographical area and how much portion of water how much water cubics of water we can take, all these made by the correct laws and rules and regulations. Then we can come to know about what are the reasons for all these disputes, whatever it may be between groups and nations. We can come to know about all these with the help of social studies. Power, authority and governance. It examines the influence of public opinion on personal decision making and government policies on public issues. Modi government has been taken forward step to demonetization towards it, okay, ban of all those old notes, and they have given new currency, and that government policies and public issues. See, it examines, every person examine and think about and what type of government it is, what are his policies, what type of living we are going to have. Even we are able to live even in the situation where demonetization is taken place, cashless economy, this we are utilizing. Then they have it influences public. We can examine with the help of social studies what are the influences of these demonetization, influence of public opinion on personal decisions or government policies and public issues. One essential component of education for citizenship is an understanding of the historical development, contemporary forms of power, authority and governance. That authority system, here we elect all our leaders by voting. They will have power and authority and they will lead that government. Whatever policies they make, that has been implemented in the country. So, there the people gather how it influence public. Learners become more familiar with the purposes and functions of government, the scope and limits of authority and the differences between democratic and non-democratic political system. In India, we are living in a democratic country. Here the policies are made known to all the public people, or whatever public opinion surveys they will conduct, and wherever it required they make changes also. So, we live in democratic society. Social studies tells about how we have to live and follow those rules and regulations which are laid by the government in a democratic country. Production, distribution and consumption. It helps to serve and speculate about social and economic effects of environmental changes. This provides the learner of how people organize for the production, distribution and consumption of goods and services. People will come to know about what are the production we have, what are the different types of groceries, food cereals, pulses which are there in the farmers, and what are the distribution and how much we consume, per capita income, what are the services available, what are the goods and commodities. All these the child able to understand with the help of social studies. Then and prepare students for the study of domestic, global and economic issues. Child is able to understand what are the global changes, what are the changes in the domestic front and global issues also. Child is able to understand with the help of social studies. In schools, this theme typically appears in units and courses dealing with economic concepts and issues. It is very important that every child has to study the economic dimensions of other social studies subjects also. So, child should know economics, geography, political system, politics, history. All these social studies subjects are very important in everyday life. Science, technology and society. Social studies helps to use appropriate resources. It tells us what are the water resources we have, what are other resources, data resources and geographic tools such as atlases, databases, charts, graphs and maps to generate, manipulate and interpret information. So, with the help of this atlas we can locate any place easily. Then what is its geographical area, then what are the data with the charts, graphs, maps. With the help of all these we are able to understand geography of a particular place and different resources which are available, what type of water bodies available and data sources. Then we can manipulate and interpret information and we can live very happily in particular place. When we want to go and settle down, we will see about all these. It describes examples in which science and technology have changed the lives of people, such as in homemaking, child care, work, transportation and communication. So, social studies, when it is integrated with science, history reveals that what are the advancements in science and technology, how societies have been modernized. It describes examples in which science and technology have changed. It has changed the lives of people. In homemaking, now olden days, women used to work very less time or they never used to work. Nowadays both are working. So, they have changed their lifestyle, even women also, then child care also, rearing practices, all these have been changed. Work time also, day shift, night shift timings also have been changed. Then transportation facilities, now advanced transportations we have and very much advanced communication system. Everything we can come to know within seconds, within a jiffy. You are able to send a message, you are able to get reply from other person who is living in other country. Communication system has been well advanced, well developed in our India. The ISRO has launched 13 satellites and again they have launched some more satellites. With the help of these satellites, our communication system really in an advanced stage. By exploring the relationship among science, technology and society, students develop an understanding of past and present advances in science and technology and their impact. So, science and advancement in science and technology has healthy living conditions. Nowadays, for so many diseases we have preventive medicines and cure for so many diseases. With the help of this technology we can go into deeper and deeper to the minute cells and identify what type of disease that person is going to get. We are able to find out what are the remedies. All advancement in science, medicine, the quality of life has been increased. Their impact is so much in India and other countries also. So, this theme, this science and technology and society, it appears in social studies courses including history, geography, economics, civics and government policies. So, advancement in science and technology actually gives us how much better way we can live, how quality of life we can increase. Then global connections, it considers existing uses and proposes and evaluates alternate uses of resources. When you have global connections, when we are connected with other countries, with other people, with other nations, we can come to know about existing resources, utilities, and we can propose certain type of things. We are exporting certain commodities, we are importing certain things, all these with the help of global connections. The realities of global interdependence require an understanding of the increasingly important and diverse global connections among world society. We should have proper global connections. We have to improve our interpersonal skills and connectivity with other people. We have to increase, then only we can utilize their services. This type of theme, this theme prepares learners to study issues arising from globalization. What with the help of globalization, what are the issues we are having, how can we solve those issues? With the help of globalization, we can take help of other countries. With these connections, global connections, we can solve our problems. Awareness of the world and environment. Social studies related to topics like my family, my neighborhood, my community. So, it covers, child comes to know about his environment, who are all my family members, who are my neighbors, what type of community I am living, who are the community helpers, how early man lived, what are his advancements, what he used to do olden days, how he used to hunt, what are the weapons he used, how he has invented fire, nowadays what type of fire we have. All these child is able to understand. And Indus Valley civilization, that is the great civilization which has been existed in the history we are reading. So, that Indus Valley civilization, those days what are the commodities, how the economy was, how those people lived, and modern period in Indian history, the French Revolution, great world leaders, etc. All these teaches our students about various civilizations, different type of movements, and which are occurred over the years. What are their effects? First World War, after First World War what happened, what are effects after Second World War, then what type of community we are living, how much educational advancements or technological advancements, science advancements we have. All this awareness social studies only can give to the students. So, the awareness of the world and its environment advancements, all this will come to know with the help of social studies. This knowledge enables the students to understand how the world and different societies have evolved. Okay, where these people live, mostly thickly populated in which areas? It is pretty well known answer, that is river side where water bodies occurs or where industries are there, people are living more or thickly populated. So, the child is able to understand and gain knowledge. So, social studies enables this students to understand how the world and different societies have evolved, the important events that occurred in the past, then famous personalities who are there for the freedom struggle or for the Telangana movement, then what type of impact they have created on other people, and what are the who are the people who are affected by these movements or wars or natural calamities, whatever it may be. Then lives of people both locally, globally, the child is able to understand with the help of this social studies. So, social studies, it is very important in everyday life. It also helps students to understand how different societies are structured, managed and governed. Each society has its own structure, it has been managed by some people and it is governed by some people, from authorities to the common man, how it reaches, all this child is able to understand. This is in turn helps student to understand their place in the world. The next topic is in this 10th chapter, social study, non-formal social science education, social studies and everyday life. So, social studies is very important in non-formal education also, non-formal social studies education. This is also a part in the 10th chapter of your main pedagogy of social studies, pedagogy of social studies. Social studies education in a non-formal way. The major activities in social studies non-formal education are social studies clubs. What is a club? A group of people come together. In each school we should have this social studies club. We have science club, but social studies club also more important. Social studies clubs present students with an opportunity to become involved in social studies related activities. Social studies related activities means what are they? Poll survey, how the elections has been done, what are the poll surveys says, then workshops, field trips, and the students will be able to understand with that mock parliament, assembly, then with the help of these debates, seminars, they can conduct in the social studies club. Then students get satisfaction when they get opportunity to utilize their innate potentialities. Innate potentialities means which are there in the child, they are coded in the genes. Each child is unique, he will have his own interests, abilities, capacities and capabilities. The child is able to utilize his abilities, his potentialities when he get an opportunity. With the help of this social studies club, we can conduct different types of activities, club activities, workshops, field trips and symposia, all this. A well planned social studies club can provide a best form for organizing all such activities. We should have a well planned club, club members we have to take. Each school or depending on the class, 8th class or 9th class, higher class students in one group and lower class students in one group. So, we can make a social studies club. It is the best form for organizing all activities which are related to social sciences. Through the club, they can get an opportunity of extra learning in additional to their course. When they do these activities practically, they will get first hand experience. With the help of that first hand experience, the child learns enthusiastically even more after that club activity is over also. So, child, we have to plan such a way, we have to think and plan activities in social club. So, social club is very essential in each school. The students get satisfaction when they get opportunity to utilize all these their strengths and abilities. Activities under social clubs are organizing exhibitions, fairs like flags of various nations. So, we can conduct an exhibition and fair, collecting coins, different types of dresses, maps, notes, literature, different cultures, photos of different dances. All this we can use these as a exhibits. Okay, when they collect all this, child also enjoys in collecting coins or flags of other nations, different cultures, photos, different countries, maps, notes, coins, literature. So, we can exhibit them in the social club. Then organizing field trips to place of geographic and historical, political and economic importance. With the help of this social studies club, we can organize different field trips and tours to geographically important places like Kuntala, 𝗂𝗏𝗧 district, the various projects, dams, Nagarjuna Sagar Dam in Telangana, all these geographically famous places and historical places many are available in Hyderabad, Golconda Fort, Charminar, assembly, all this secretariat, they can visit and they can see museums and political important places and economic importance which are like Reserve Bank, other banks, and we have to organize these field trips to different places of geographic, historical, political and economic importance. Child will get first hand experience when they are exposed to such type of places. Through social club we can arrange such type of activities, organizing debates, seminars, symposia, brainstorming sessions and quiz. Debate on different topics, for example GST, seminars, symposia, brainstorming sessions, how it affects the people life, then they are able to participate and tell their opinion and views on different issues. So, under social studies club we have to engage the children with such type of activities, especially current issues. Conduct of mock parliament or model parliament. The model parliament can be conducted in all schools throughout the country, so that students can understand the parliamentary procedures by participating in such type of model parliament. Then parliamentary procedures develop certain required competencies for meaningful participation in the democratic functioning. Our country is democratic country. Child come to know about how we can participate meaningfully. Then child can develop competencies to live perfectly. Participation in the democratic functioning. The student can develop various skills and abilities like expressing themselves clearly and logically through speech or questioning. When they are participating in the model parliament, child comes to know about what are the policies which are there in the government. So, here also they will also discuss about all those issues, water issue or electricity, whatever it may be. So, the child is able to express themselves very clearly, he will understand that logic behind in each policy, then the child is able to speak correctly and he will understand how to question, what type of question we have to ask to retrieve correct information from other person. So, the students can develop all these different skills and abilities, logic, reasoning, questioning and proper speech. Listening others with due respect and attention also they can develop. Say whenever in the parliamentary session they will understand, they have to understand what are the policies government has framed, what are the new developments or new schemes have been implemented, then they should listen carefully to ask a question. So, listening to others with due respect and attention and using respectful language during conversation and speaks on one's turn. The child is able to understand, we have to give due respect to others, we have to listen them carefully and using respectful language, and conversation between persons should be clear and should be clear like a bell. When bell rings, they each will understand for what purpose that bell we are ringing in school system or any other system. So, our communication should be clear like a when bell rings everyone understands. So, everyone has to get a chance to speak and we have to respect others when they are speaking. Discharging assigned responsibilities. So, child will come to know about the responsibility, then cooperating with others and the ability to lead others. This leadership qualities child also gains when he participates in this model parliament. He comes to know that the type of responsibility each person will have and how he has to cooperate with other person, and others ability also he will come to know, and he will get ability to lead others. Then under social science club, field trips and excursions. Field trips and educational tours are more important method of imparting social studies. When they go for tourism, tours, educational tours and excursions, the child will get a kind of good exposure with the nature and in the situations where other people are working. Field trips and educational tours gives him first hand experience. A well planned, a well organized field trip can provide a first hand experience to the student. The child gain knowledge, it will be permanent, he will never forget that first hand knowledge. The place to visit may be of geographically, historically, culturally, economic or political importance. Prominent places only we have to take them for field trip or excursion. It should be important historically or culturally, economically. The students must know the objective of field trip, why we are going for that particular place, what are the what should we have to observe there. Field trips takes school to the community. Field trips are the important aid to non-formal education. The child is able to understand very easily. Current affairs and controversial issues. The educationists have a common opinion that current affairs must form an integral part of social studies. Then next one is current affairs and controversial issues. Under social studies club we can discuss about these current affairs and controversial issues. The educationists have a common opinion that current affairs must form an integral part of social studies curriculum, as these events increase the power of discrimination, comprehension and critical analysis. All these qualities are required for good citizenship. What are they? Power of discrimination, comprehension and critical analysis. Analysis of these current affairs and controversial issues gives really more thinking abilities. They have to understand the situation and comprehend it and discriminate it properly. A competent social studies teacher needs to understand the importance of current affairs and how to utilize it in day-to-day teaching. Every day we have current issues, certain things are going on in the society. We have to discuss these current affairs in the classroom. Then only child is able to understand the society, what is going on in the society, how to live, what are the ways to overcome such type of these things. Current affairs form an extension of major topics in the curriculum of social studies. These are very important. Teaching of social studies become lifeless and meaningless without the study of current affairs. Without these current affairs, the child may not able to enjoy that. It will become lifeless, that social studies subject only. Sources of this current material are internet and various websites. Through internet we can come to know about current affairs or situations, events which are happening around the globe. With the help of internet we can download videos, with the help of various websites we come to know about various issues. And television programs, they will in television also different live telecasts or events, issues, they will discuss, debate also even in the television. Such type of programs we can also conduct in the classroom under social studies club. Then radio programs, newspapers, weeklies, magazines, pamphlets, journals, all these are the sources of current affairs, current material, whatever is going on in the world, whatever is happening in the world. All these current issues we can discuss, debate, conduct a symposia, conference, under social studies club. This gives first hand experience to the child. Controversies and fact may rise due to insufficient data or doubts or due to divergent interpretation of facts or events. We have to handle these issues very effectively. That is already a controversial issue. So, it is a controversial because of insufficient data, because of people's doubts due to different kind of interpretation, divergent thinking and interpretation of that event and real facts. All this we should come to know, then only we should go for such type of discussion on these controversial issues. For handling these issues effectively, a teacher should have adequate knowledge. First, a teacher should know about that issue, what are the pros and cons and what are the measures we have to take while discussion is going on regarding something new findings, and we have to provide to the student before going into such type of deep discussions related to these controversies and facts. Then we have to provide them with new findings and provide the students with extracts from original sources and encouraging child to read material, books or search internet resources on their own, and we can ask them to bring important points or important issues, major influential statements which are given by the political parties or whatever it may be. Then child can discuss or debate, conduct a symposia, all these under social studies club. Non-formal education gives this type of non-formal education with the help of social studies club. It gives scope to change one's behavior and to enhance the quality of life through work and value without formal schooling also. Anybody will able to understand by having such type of activities under social studies club. With this we conclude this topic, social studies, social sciences and everyday life, non-formal social science education. This is 10th chapter in Gurukula Mains Pedagogy of Social Studies Education. So, in this topic you will get how social studies influence people, what type of living conditions in any society, country, living, how it affects everyday life, social sciences, how it affects everyday life. With the help of non-formal education, what are the values child gets, what type of knowledge he will gain, such type of application level questions we can expect from this chapter. So, all the best.